Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing today? This is Ashley Casper coming at you with a different topic today. The topic today is Freehand Friday, or at least that's what I'm calling it. I wanted to switch things up a little bit. I have been really getting into drawing again, and it's something that I feel like it is a part of me that I tend to neglect and put aside, and I don't want to do that anymore. Part of my freedom, part of my time freedom that I'm working towards is having more time to do art and finding ways to incorporate that into my life and to share it with others because I just believe in art. I think that art can deliver beautiful messages that can't always be spoken in words. So I'm excited today. I'm going to be sharing my screen. I worked all night to try to figure out how I can share my iPad screen with you so that I can talk to you face to face, but also share my iPad. And I'm super excited to say that I have figured it out. um, well, I said I did. Let's hope it's gonna actually share. Let me know if you are watching this, if you see, do you see my iPad like with a white screen over there? Let me know, Janine. And I say Janine. Hi, Janine. Okay, so you can see it. I can't. Okay. Let me see. Can I move that? All right. Well, this might drive me crazy, but we're gonna see how it does. Um, I don't understand why I can't see it. All right. Ah, that is why. There we go. Okay, I can see it now. So, the idea behind Freehand Fridays is going to be one of the things that I've been doing a lot lately is making coloring pages just because the line work has been really relaxing for me, just doing the line work in itself. I don't really draw scenes or people or anything like that. I'm just kind of doing patterns and fun designs. Sometimes a picture may show up here and there, but right now that's kind of where I'm focused on. I don't really have a clear plan, but I do have the quote that we are going to work on today. And it is, oops, let me get my pen right here. So it is actually, I got the quote from the Grow Rich Mastermind Facebook group. Why is this not working now? There we go. Let us remember one book, one pen, one child, and one teacher can change the world. I really, really like this quote. And it is by, I don't know that I can pronounce her last name quite right, but Malala Yousafzai. That's an attempt. I hope I didn't butcher it. Um, so, okay. Is it showing you, Janine? I can't see my screen, or of course, I'm going to run into technical issues. Can you see my writing on the screen, Janine? I'm so glad that you're here to help me work through this. Okay, you can't see it. All right, let me see if I can disconnect and reconnect, figure out what is going on here. Bear with me. Hmm. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere. Okay, you can see the writing now. Hopefully you can see that now. Um, so let us remember one book, one pen, one child, and one teacher can change the world. So that is the quote that we are going to work on today. So, and just so you guys know, this program that I'm using is called Procreate. I am using an iPad. I can't tell you. I probably need to figure out the specs on my iPad. If that's something you want to know, let me know. Um, so I'm not going to get into details of like what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, but that may be for another time. So what I'm actually going to do today is not so much freehand, only because this is the first time I'm doing this video, and I wasn't sure how long it was going to take. So I was going to use the mandala feature, or it's actually a symmetry feature, but I use it to make mandalas because I've been kind of wanting to make a mandala. So that's what we are going to work on today. Um, so the idea here is that I will just be drawing. I do have some things that I may chat about. If you have questions for me, feel free to drop them in the comments, and I will look up at some point to answer your questions. And Janine, I'm so glad that you are here with me today. So hope you are having a good day. We had a really good morning um, with our calls, and I just feel like today is going to be one of those days that can't go wrong. You ever have a really good feeling about your day? It's like, I don't think anything could mess up my mood today. That's how I feel. And I do have a couple little images over here just to help me with inspiration along the way. I can't get it right. We're just going to go with a bigger circle. Just realized that wasn't all the way up. Janine says she needs to learn that. It's a lot of fun. I love Procreate. It's a lot of fun to play with. My kids like to play in it too. I love that my kids are pretty artistic. And when I say artistic too, like this is one thing I've always been really passionate about. I hear people all the time say, I'm not creative, I'm not artistic. I think we all are. I really do. I think we all have something creative inside us. And there are things that I think we're a little hard on ourselves with determining what exactly is creative and what's not. Um, I think the way a person speaks can be creative. Um, there's so many different ways that I believe creativity comes out in humans. No. So, one of the big topics today on our calls was, what is a freedom crusader? What exactly is a freedom crusader? And a member of our community actually made a TikTok video and paired it with some really awesome beats. And it was a voiceover clip of our fearless leader, one of our fearless leaders. We have many fearless leaders, Paul Hutchings, and he was talking about or what a freedom crusader is to him. And it really got me thinking, like, and it was one of the driving forces for freedom, was one of the driving forces of the idea behind this video series that I will probably start doing more often on Fridays. And if you see me messing with my eye, I've had a lot of sinus stuff, and my eye has been really weird today with tears and whatever. So I apologize, but it's a little distracting and hard to doodle while it's messing with me. But anyway, Freedom Crusader, and a bunch of us wear these shirts. This is the only shirt I have so far in my closet for the Freedom Crusader shirts, but I want more, because freedom is important. I'm sure it's not only important to me. I'm sure it's important to many. Um, but I loved what he shared, and I don't remember the person that said it, but it was saying that we need a crusade. We need to have something that drives us to get out of bed in the morning, not just a job, not just, work that we do, not just, we need a crusade, something that we're passionate about, that drives us in everything that we do. And I think that's so important. I don't know that I really I didn't know what a crusade was, number one, as far as like what a freedom crusade was before I found the Grow Rich community. But freedom is a lot of things to me. And I think one of the most important right now, I just realized my thing stopped showing what I was doodling. So let me redo this again. But I'll stop sharing while I'm figuring this out. Sorry. I'm not a very good multitasker. I have the program I just need to play. Yes, cooking is absolutely creative. And you have a blue shirt, a Freedom Crusader shirt also. So freedom to me is a lot of things. And one of the biggest things right now, like, I'm working towards financial freedom. I am nowhere near being financially free right now. It is part of, it's one of the actions that I think is part of what I'm working towards, is becoming financially free. But one of the things that I've been working on is time freedom. And I think that our system, our different things in place in our world and our country have created this idea that that freedom costs money, and in many cases it does. I'm not gonna think that I got to this point of being free with more of my time than I was when I had a job, that it didn't take money to get me here. But I think there's a lot of things that we want for, that we think we need, because societal norms have made us believe that we need those things. And that's been one of the things that has really helped me to figure out how can I get time freedom while I'm trying to build the financial freedom. And so right now, that's kind of where my focus is on that. And so I definitely need to figure out why I'm having these technical issues so that I can continue to, I don't know why it stopped, sharing along the way. It may be my wire. I may need to get a new wire. I want to fill up the white space though, so I'm not quite complete with this yet. But so what does a crusade mean to you? Maybe or what crusade are you on? Are you on a crusade? Crusade. Or is that idea or terminology new for you like it was for me at one point? Janine said, banding together, one for all and all for one. I love that. I think that's a big part of my crusade too, is sharing, um, just sharing what I learned along the way, what I have learned from my own experiences and life struggles. And that's a belief that is really strong within the Grow Rich Mastermind and within the Grow Rich community. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, this whole Grow Rich thing, it's something that's completely free, and I'll share more about that in a moment. But one of the things that's really big in this community is how important it is for us to share our ideas, our experiences, our thoughts. And there's so many different reasons why doing that is really important. And I wrote down a few that I believe have been some of um, the biggest reasons why I'm grateful that I found the Grow Rich community, as well as why I continue to show up. Um, Learning from others. There was a quote. I wish I had written this down and thought about this before, but there was a quote not long ago that was shared by someone that was talking about learning from others being easier sometimes than learning from your own experiences and your own mistakes. Um, and I can attest for that. I had an older sibling that I learned a lot from, but I probably could have learned a little more from. But I learned a lot from his mistakes. And I think I look back on his life and my life, and I see how learning from his mistakes really saved me from a lot of heartache. Um, and I think learning from others can just make life feel a little easier. It's kind of an easy button. I won't say it's completely easy, but it's definitely an easy button to get through some certain things. And problem solving. There have been many times I did not know what the answer to whatever problem was that I was facing. And I went into this call with a sense of seeking, with an open mindedness, and I had my heart open as well to receive whatever I needed to. Sometimes we receive the message and it's not always the message that we want. Sometimes it's just not the message that we want. And I think that it's important to seek answers to your problems and be open to not receiving answers that you want. There have been many times that I have encountered people that just in different situations, it could be something petty, silly, not so important. Um, But no, that's not what I wanted to do. I cannot multitask. So obviously, talking and drawing is not a strong suit of mine. But where was I at? Problem solving. I lost my train there. Choo choo. Another good thing about being open to sharing ideas and listening to ideas, and why all of that is important, is relationships. Um, and I think in sharing our thoughts and opinions, and not opinions so much, but opinions too, but experiences, we can sometimes turn people off with those ideas and with those thoughts. And, that lets us know that that's not so much our people. But when you do find the people that are aligned with what you're sharing and what you've experienced, the bonds that are created from that are life changing. They really are. And that's one thing that I don't think that I can stress enough. The relationships that I have made in this community, um, I hope I never lose that. So I'm going to take a break from talking so I can finish this drawing. We are 21 minutes in. Let me look back at. Yeah, this thing it's not updating for some reason. There we go. Now it did it. It's very laggy, so I may need to figure something out there. Yeah, you'll learn. That's something that, is so huge that I've gotten from the Grow Rich call. All right, so I've got the white blob there because I want to make the text visible, obviously, because it's not going to blend in very well with, or it will blend in too well, rather, with the image. So I'm just kind of playing around with placement right now, and I kind of like that. So, and now just to help me with the font, I'm going to hide that. I didn't realize that got flipped around. It's not showing it. Come on, thingy. Um, I definitely need to get this figured out before next Friday. I think it may have to do with me upgrading on this program. Um, there's an upgrade available, and I was actually planning on doing it anyway, but I didn't think to do it before this started. So let me try. We're almost done. Alrighty. Well, that's not going to do me much good. All right, I'm going to save that one for later. We're going to do this now. One thing that I do when I'm doing text is I'm not very good with lettering. I can write all day long, but my text in bubble letters and stuff tends to leave a little to be desired. But I still want a hand-drawn feel with my stuff. So this is what I will typically do in that situation. I will use a text and type out remember. And by the way, this coloring page will be available after this, available totally for free whenever this is complete. So stuff is getting in the way here. So move that up. I know it looks like a jumbled mess right now, but I promise it will come together in a moment. Come on. There we go. Forgot I have a smaller space on here, so I don't want it to be exactly like I saw it. All right. This thing is a little bit behind me. Okay. Take. It's getting there. All right. So while that is catching up, um, okay. Yeah, it's catching up. A couple of the other things that I get out of showing up in the Grow Rich Mastermind and the community is validation and empathy. You know, I think society can make us feel like needing validation is wrong. And there are many situations where needing validation can be a toxic thing. Um, but there's also a healthy level of validation that someone needs when they are growing, when they are gaining self confidence, when they are trying new things, learning new things. Um, and I think having a really healthy environment where there is both empathy and validation when you are experiencing all of that, that is just so nurturing and so powerful for the person that is doing the growing and the experiencing. Um, and I think also for the people that are feeding into that person, it can be amazing for them. There's a level of soul pay that goes into that when you are feeding into someone and building them up and encouraging them, you get something in return for that. So it's just and that goes back to the relationship side of things. You have a balance of good give and take, of love and gifts and talents and experiences that just goes back and forth to just create beautifulness in the world. Um, And the last thing that I think overall is social progress. I think as humans in our world, in our states, in our countries, everywhere, we need social progress where we're growing together, where there is a connectedness between us. And there's been so much division um, over the last few years that we need that. We need that communal progress. I don't know that that's what social progress means, but that's what comes to mind whenever I think of it. So, this thing has finally caught up. So I'm going to add a few more details and then we will finish this up. And the last few little details are just to really make it pop, or at least hopefully make it pop. And let me make sure. Yeah. Right. Oh, yeah. I know what I was going to do. I was going to show you how I wasn't going to use the text. I was going to actually make and show you how I do that. So that's what I was going to do. I forgot about that. So let me do that. I have not checked my comments. So let me do that really quick. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it very much. All right. So then what I do is I just kind of go in here and outline it. I'm not perfect. And I don't try to make it perfect, but I promise you it looks a little bit better than mine. And sometimes what I will do too, like if the text is too small, um, sometimes what I'll do is I won't even make it bubble letters. And I actually think because this text is so small, I think it's better for me to not make it bubble letters. So give me a second to make sure I get all this right. Bubble letters are not always necessary in coloring books, I don't believe. And you can see I don't follow their font exactly. Like my M's are, and actually this is a little too thick to be honest. I love the undo button. So funny story. Whenever I am drawing on like paper, I will find myself like zooming in and double tapping to try to erase something. It's so funny. My husband laughs at me every time I do it. So switching from digital to paper is definitely challenging. Have you ever done that when you are like reading a newspaper or a magazine? I've done that before where it's like, God, that text is too small. Let me zoom in. And using the font, I find that using the font to kind of do whatever the quote is that you want, even if you want to add a little hand detail, um, I think it also helps to keep things aligned and consistent, which is sometimes hard when you're freehanding things. There are guides that are within this that you can use, but I'm not trying to sell this. I just want to make something, have some fun with you guys, and share it with you when I'm done. So I'm not going to stress about this. Oop, I don't like that H. Can you hear my dog barking? There's no telling what she's barking at. Oops. All right. So let me clean this up a little bit. Don't like that. Yes. All right. I think we're done. There's a couple of these M's they feel really heavy. I'm not 100% happy with that. I gotta work on my heavy-handedness, or work on the picking the right size of marker, of pen. I mean, yeah, this is just too heavy. This is where the perfectionist in me gets the best of me sometimes. That'll do. Oh, my eye. So that's it, guys. If you would like a copy of this page, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Oh well. I meant to leave it up there where you guys could see it, and I accidentally closed it. But you can grab a copy of it by visiting my website at workwithamc.com. And you can click the very first button. It says free access to Ashley's Creative Stash, which is the new little project that I'm working on. There's another coloring page. Right now, this one isn't in there, but it will be in a little bit. But if you sign up for it, when I load it onto my website, I will also email it directly to you as well. So just something new that I'm working on. You're welcome to get in on all the goodies. And if you want to find out about the Grow Rich Mastermind that I have talked about on here, again, it's 100% free. It is just a place of, it's a spiritual mastermind. The people there are full of light. They're full of ideas. They're full of experiences and so much wisdom from people from all walks of life, young, old, all over the country. Excuse me. And I just couldn't be more grateful for this phone call. It's been such a blessing to me, and I really think that it can be a blessing to this world. They're making waves with the love that they put out into this world, and I just think it's so powerful, so powerful. Janine said, I'll text you a gal that you watch. I watch doing Procreate. Yes, definitely. I love watching, watching other artists. It's kind of, I was telling my husband, he's like, isn't that like ASMR or something? I don't even know what ASMR actually stands for, so I couldn't tell you. I know it's something with sound, but it may be visual as well. But for me, just watching people paint, draw, do stuff like that can really be relaxing for me and kind of meditative. But doing it is very much meditative for me as well. And I really enjoy doing it. And I'm grateful for the ability to be able to do it and share it with the world. So that's one of the reasons why we're here on Fridays. I will be doing more drawing like this. So thanks for tuning in. Janine, you have been here for pretty much the entire 40 minutes. I appreciate you so very much. And I hope you will grab your coloring page, which you're already on my email list. So you'll be getting it once I get it uploaded. Have an awesome weekend, guys. Thank you so much. Have an awesome day.